Hey, so welcome to Elder Scrolls Online, an introduction. This episode, what we're going to be doing is farming in Craglorn. I personally like to farm in Craglorn because the area is open.
You brought
There's
Constable Pascal to
not a lot
justice,
of
didn't you? That
not a
poor
lot of
man.
traffic in the area that I farm, and I get a really good variety of crafting mats, and I come across some chests plus the mobs that are out here, low level or average geared players would be able to handle, such as these scorpions. And I'll also come out here and farm when I'm on my DPS tune and I'm waiting for that 30 minute to 60-minute queue for a dungeon. And so as you can see, this route I'm taking, you come out of the entrance slash exit of Belkarth and Craglorn, right by the woodworking shed, and you hang a left. Excuse me. Let me look at my feet. You hang a right, and up here, that's an actual delve, single player delve. Here in Craglorn, they have group delves, and they have delves that a decently geared player can handle on their own. When I'm out here farming, I'll also use it to test out different builds, or if I craft a set, I'll just keep it at blue or green, and I'll come out here and deal with these mobs to see if I like it before I upgrade it. Now sometimes there's a chest behind that tent. It doesn't look like there's one, but alright, nothing there, so go up here. And it's going to be essentially a big circle. Well, it can be either a big circle or a small circle. Another reason why I like coming out here. Because depending on your time, as far as what you're doing, or how much time you want to spend, some people don't like farming, which is understandable. But for me, this is relaxing. Cup of coffee and farm, plus the amount of money I make on traders from the mats I get, make it more than worth it. Not to mention the golden tempers. For new players, a temper is what you would use to upgrade your gear. To either green gear or purple gear. Well, it goes green, blue, purple, and gold, which is essentially legendary. And to do that, it costs X amount of tempers, depending on your skill level in crafting. Or I should say how many points you have in a specific skill level in crafting. So for example, I have two tunes that I have max points because I like to make my own gear. So for example, that's gold. That's a drop from one of the new Horns of the Reach dungeons. That's a drop. Made that. I got that out of a Undaunted chest from doing a daily dungeon. And then I actually bought that from the vendor in Cyrodiil, which is the PvP zone. And then I made these, and Why do I have a Dagger of the Night Mother when I'm running Hundings? There we go. Okay. And then that. So, Golden Tempers will run you anywhere from 3,500 to 10,000 gold each. And with max skill level, it takes 8 Tempers to upgrade one piece of gear. So farming helps me to do that. Or if I just want to make sure I get meet the minimums for my guilds, my trade guilds, I will just throw Tempers on the trader, and that'll generally make sure I have my minimums met within the first 2 days. Oh, we got somebody out here. And you also get leather from various mobs. So I got 3 hide scraps. And so we're going to continue our circuit. Since he's out here, we might be a little dry. He might have picked stuff up already. But we're going to go ahead. So I'm just going to come around here. That's the Conflagrant Anomaly. That's a world boss here in Craglorn. So you're going to stay to the left of that. Come up here. Now, if you're really going to be a farmer and do crafting, I recommend putting at least 1 point in your keen eye for the different crafting, either woodworking, alchemy, blacksmith, clother. And what that does is it makes the node glow. So when you're out here running around, like if it was nighttime, it would be hard for me to see that. But with keen eye, it would glow. You see how it gets closer? It glows. The more points you have in it, the more intense the glow, which means you can see it from further away. And if you do max points in keen eye, farming from horseback isn't that bad because you won't ride by stuff. But I can tell when somebody is supposedly farming and they're on a horse and they don't have keen eye because they run by so much stuff. Chest, nodes. So me, I'll just rather just run on foot. Let's see what we have in this chest here. Some blues and this wasp net. And then some more wood, so kill this mob. And as I said earlier, as far as like testing sets, I really like that the Pillar of Nirn set from the Horns of the Reach Falkreef. Oh, there's some red up there. Let's go grab this real quick. I like the animation and the effects, and the bleed damage over time isn't all that bad. Put some CP in it, and you can boost it. Now I wish it was like weapon bleed that actually crits. But I guess since they consider the whole set a proc set and not just the actual effect proc, the bleed on this set doesn't crit, I should say, when it procs. Now, if it could crit, this would be, in my opinion, a beast set because it's an AoE damage. And so we found backpack. Now we're going to come around here. And a mob, there's usually a blacksmithing node and a chest around this corner. So no node, but there is a chest. And then that's another delve. Now it has a plus next to it, which means it's a group delve. And I'm running an add-on. It's a places add-on. So on my compass bar, it tells me where stuff is, like there's a sky shard in there. And then I have another add-on that marks the different areas where I've picked up crafting nodes. And so as you can see, there's all kinds of crafting goodies out here. Oh, we want to go back. Did I miss the house? Yeah, we're going to go back to this house back here because there's a bag on the porch, and sometimes there's nodes inside. So crafting material, sometimes there's a chest there, not this time. Runestone, empty bag, somebody's been here, and the trunk is open, somebody's been here. Cupboard, we'll take the bananas. Now I also have ESO Plus, so I have the craft bag of ever holding, bottomless craft bag. So all my craft stuff just goes there, so I don't have to worry about it actually taking up any bag space, which is nice because all my bag space is pretty much taken up by gear, which I'm gonna have to get rid of some because I'm down to 12 slots out of 200, which is crazy. Alright, so somebody's here. There's normally a chest and a node here, but looks like that person got it. And there's a node of wood where that person, yeah, they're going the route that I would normally take. But you see, they're on horseback, so either they didn't want this blessed thistle or they didn't see it. And we are going to cut through here because they're going up there. And we're going to see there's sometimes a node here, but not this time. And there's a node and a chest. So we're going to hit that ancestor silk, and what we're going to do is grab these guys and fight on the chest and near the nodes. Because people like to come up and try to take your shit while you're fighting mobs. But if it's a mob that does AoE, you can fight on the node or the chest. And as long as that AoE damage is there, the player trying to steal your shit will take damage and won't be able to get the chest. Ooh, that was a good one. So we got Necklace of Martial Knowledge, Arcane, and a painting. Now the only sad part about being out here and getting these chests is that the overland set out here is sort of meh. I mean, I like it because the way it looks, it's Yokuden style. Yokuden, I should say. But oh, somebody killed. There's normally 2 to 3 nodes here too. The actual set traits are, like I said, they're kind of meh. I mean, it's the Way of the Fire is actually decent, but it's heavy armor and it procs off of weapon damage and not just damage. So if you're using, you know, a weapon skill as your main skill, it's good. And if you can just get the jewelry on the weapons and then run medium, you're okay. But the actual armor itself is heavy. And although I've done okay with heavy armor DPS, being a Templar, my main attack is my spear, which is a class ability and not a weapon skill. So I pretty much had to go another route. Alright, so now we're going to get rid of some stuff to make room. Anything that I can deconstruct for additional mats, I will try to keep.
Anything I can do for you?
And buying this merchant was one of the best crown purchases I've made, especially since I farm on a regular basis to maintain my money. So now there's bell carts there. The entrance that we went out is right on the other side of this outcrop. So that's what I was saying earlier, as far as you can make a long run or a short run. If you want a short run, you just make a left. If you want a long run or circuit, you make a right. And we have some mountain flower. There's nothing there, so we'll ignore that mob. And some dragon thorn. And there was something on the other side of the river. So, but we're gonna stick to our circuit. And if it's there when we get to the other side of the river, it's there. If it's not, well, it's not. So I recommend doing either 2 to 3 circuits, and you'll get a decent haul, whether you're making stuff for yourself or you're farming for stuff to sell. And we need guts for fishing and to make a purple food, which is the dubious something or other. It's one of the event. It wasn't an event recipe, which gives a stat increase. And right now on North America PC, I sell it for 145 a bottle. Alright, so we have some water hyacinth. Another guy on a horse. And as you do this, you'll understand the hierarchy. Like, because wood gives gold tempers, and I can use it for other stuff, I'll take those over like runestones. Although runestones have a chance to proc a golden Kuda, which sells for a decent amount, there's more use for wood and stone and ancestor silk. All right, and you see here we are. We're back to another entrance to Belkarth. So stone, some ancestor silk, more ancestor silk. Now we're going to grab all of this over here, because by the time we finish the circuit and get back into Belkarth, it should have respawned. And if it has respawned and nobody has taken it, we'll pick it up. So go up here, see if we get some white meat. White meat and hide, that was good. And sometimes there's a chest behind this tree here, but we'll just get some leather straps. And that looks like dragon thorn. Now, the other thing that I would recommend is putting points into Plentiful Harvest. And what that does, it gives you a chance to, it's a 10% chance to double the amount of materials harvested. So again, if you're really serious about making money farming, you want to go ahead and maximize as much as you can. More ancestor silk, some violet coprinus, which is used for making potions. You see, that's another thing I didn't realize until recently, how much potions and poisons actually sell for. So that's just another stream of income. But you need to have to make sure you have the mats for it and the skill level to make it. So at low level, I would mainly just, you're going back here, buddy. Just focus on getting your actual skill level up. And when I say skill level, what I mean is, if you have a level 50, for example, in clothing, but you're only able to use level 20 refined material. By refined, I mean when you break it down, or just, you can just use level 20 material, period. It doesn't even have to be refined. What that does is, your level 50 overall in clothing will allow you to get the best possible, it gives you a chance of getting the best possible mat, which is your champion point 160 or 150 mat, depending on what it is. But you'll also have a chance of getting, say, your level 20. Okay? So say your blacksmithing skill itself is at 50. So here, let me show you, because I'm sure it sounds confusing. Let me get this real quick. Okay, so you go to craft. When you look at crafting, you have blacksmithing here. That's a 50. So with this 50, I'll be able to get all of the top tier mats. Okay, so, but my metalworking is a 10. So right now, all I'm going to get is top tier mats. But say this was a 5, I would get level 5 mats for metalworking, as well as the level 10 mats for blacksmithing. So you want to try to go ahead and get to 50 as much as possible, or I should say as fast as possible, if you want to make money off of mats. And this is the most easiest way to make money. You know, you see some people trying to sell gear, and you can farm gear, but gear is not guaranteed. Where if you can just spend a little time, you can farm mats. I mean, what, we've been at this, what, 10 minutes, maybe 15? So we'll go ahead and go around here, and again, I'm on foot. So if you have keen eye, you can get on horseback and probably cut the time down in half. Sorry, guys. You're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So we're gonna grab this. Oh man, there's some ore up there. Remember, you don't want to venture too far off of the circuit. Okay, because when you just start going all over the place, it cuts down, it increases the time and cuts down on efficiency. And there's a bag over there, so we'll go ahead and mark these guys. I saw some arrows. Alright, and then we have wood here. We can get it without aggroing those guys. Leave them. Go. And some wormwood. Now I'm actually doing this farm in the morning, but I've also done this route. Another player. I'm not gonna be an asshat and try to take that from him. But I've done this, you know, prime time on the weekends, and I still get a decent haul. Okay, so here, more players, sometimes there's stuff there, and you just, these are all spawn points for nodes. Alright, so we're about 80 to 90% complete. Go here. And we have some water hyacinth, which is another potion staple. And then you can also fish. There's always nodes of fish in the stream, and we're about to go into the back here to where the lake is. So if by chance there is a lot of traffic, which I will tell you rarely happens, because most of the people are in Morrowind right now, but if there is a lot of traffic, I'll just fish for 15 or 20 minutes. Because golden fish roe sells for about 10k, so again, multiple streams of income. And priorities for me, Red Rock takes priority over alchemy. Go up here. And we got some ancestor silk. And ashwood. So just a quick look at the map to see where we are right now. So we went out over here, went out here, made a left, came around through here, excuse me, came out through here, went all the way over here, came through these ruins, came around, went back up through here, came down by the river, crossed the river, came across, and here we are now, and then came back up here. So it's a big circle, and you can expand or decrease the size of the circle based upon how much time you want to spend farming, or depending, or based on how much foot traffic. Because if you're doing the little circle and there's a lot of people in there, you're really not going to get any mats, so you may have to expand it to get to some nodes that haven't been taken. So run along up here. I don't recommend jumping from over there because there's a little crack that you'll probably get stuck in 50% of the time. And I'm talking from experience on that. More water hyacinth, and some nern root. Sells good. I have plenty of water, so. And then kill scavengers for guts. Give me them guts. Ancestor silk. You see there's more stuff over there glowing behind me. Get that water hyacinth. Pop over here. That lady smock. You could go into the refuge and sell stuff if you don't have ESO Plus and your bags are getting full. Or if you find a thieves trove and you want to launder it or sell whatever you found. And then this is the lake. And then graphically, Craglorn is just gorgeous to me. So I don't mind running around for 30 minutes to an hour to make money out here. I call Craglorn my happy place because I can just come out here and relax. Turn off chat and farm. Now I got two guts from that. That's from that Plentiful Harvest champion point skill with max points proccing. And more wood. And nern root. And when you get your wood clothing and blacksmithing nodes, you have a chance to get a proc for nern, either rock nern or powder nern. I call it nern dust or nern rock. And that sells. The price has dropped on it considerably over the last 9 months, but it's still, I mean, you can probably sell the powder for 10K, where it used to be over 20, and then the rock you can sell for anywhere from 3 to 5, where that used to be 7 and 8. But still, I mean, it's pretty much spend a little time. I call it free money because I'm farming the mats anyway, so I'm doing it. So when that's just extra. And now we're about 98% complete. Completed our circle. And this is where we exited. This is where we went out originally. All right, so let's go ahead and see how we did. So we're gonna refine, and I had less than 30 ruby ash before I started. I should have cleared it out, but I forgot. So I had less than 30. So 93. We'll say 50 for one run. You do that 2 to 3 times, that's 100 ruby ash. And we're gonna go ahead and refine it. For those that don't know, I'm using multi-craft. Instead of having to individually click for each one, the add-on gives me a plus and minus. I can tell it how many times I want to do it. When you refine, for the new guys, you do it in bundles of 10. So I got 9 refining, and we'll see what happens. So we got 2 purple, 2 green tempers. So that was decent. So we'll go over here to cloth. And it didn't get much high, and that's because we didn't kill many leather dropping mobs, but we got 1 gold temper off of that. That was real good. And ancestor silk. Purple. And we'll head upstairs to do blacksmithing. So we got a blue so far. That's good right there. And a yellow. Alright, so now let's see what the average. Tempering alloys averaging around 7,500. Golden cloth 43. And the purple stuff 750. So now that's just for the high-end tempers. That's not even going into selling the actual refined mat itself. So there you go. Your DPS, you got a 30 to 45 minute wait. Come out here, do some farming. You just need to make some money to make your minimums for your guild trader. Come out here and do some farming. Now, if you don't have a guild trader, I highly recommend doing a guild trader rather than wasting time trying to sell in zone. If you're looking for a guild trader, you want to make sure you get one in a high traffic area. Location, location, location. I recommend either Stormhaven, Grotwood, Deshawn, or even out here in Craglorn. I say those places because they're high foot traffic, and the weekly minimums that most guild traders require in sales or in raffle tickets, are you buying raffle tickets. You either have to sell a minimum amount each week or buy a certain amount of raffle tickets. The guild traders in those areas, those minimum requirements aren't off the charts. And the foot traffic is decent, if not really good. So this has been an introduction, an Elder Scrolls Online introduction, farming Craglorn. Remember to subscribe or like. I'll be doing more videos. I intend to do one with farming Deshaun for chests. So, thanks for watching. Have a good one.